Howdy, folks. Dr. Jeff Camarda. It is Thursday, September 24th. Good evening. I just wanted to give you an update video. It's been some time since I addressed you, and not a whole lot fundamentally has changed in the world. I mean, we're still in the same sorry state of affairs that we've been in for months. But I did want to make a couple of points about the Forbes article that I posted a few days ago, and many of you have read. In fact, it's gotten an astonishing 80,000 plus views just in a couple days at last count, which tells me that the theme really struck a chord with the American investing public. And the central tenets of that article were we are at high risk of significant problems going forward, most of which, we've been talking about for months to you guys. And they are the triple threat, I called it, of the significant inflation, which will be spurred, I think, by the massive federal stimulus, both the monetary stimulus, the money that the Fed is printing, and hopefully the fiscal stimulus, the spending that the President and Congress hopefully will agree on, which I think we desperately need. But these are inflationary conditions. The second is the specter of significantly higher taxation later in the century, and the century is getting kind of long in the tooth already, right? We're about a fifth of the way through it. For a lot of reasons. Number one, the government was facing massive deficits before COVID struck. And these are just going to be exacerbated or accelerated by, the spending and the borrowing that's really, indicated in order to save our bacon from the potential Great Depression abyss. And eventually it's going to be paid for. And it's on top of, massive deficits and the looming massive sinkhole that'll be caused by Social Security and Medicare imploding later on. And the third thing is the significant risk of a massive downturn in the markets, which we have been concerned about, as you know, since early this year. And one of the reasons that we are happily, and I think you should be happily, reminded of the fact we have significant cash positions, so we're not all out there in the wind in the markets, and we'll deploy that cash when, in our view, things have gotten cheap enough. But I just wanted to give you some words. We're seeing a lot of volatility and softness in the markets. They're still relatively higher than they have been, for much of the year. But I'm not looking at a massive downturn anytime soon. And if that happens, it's possible, but I don't think that's in the cards in the next couple of weeks or so. But if that happens, that's the reason we have so much in cash, take advantage of it, right? So the big concerns are piloting us carefully through the rough seas that we continue to see ahead. And obviously, I think a lot about this, maybe more than most other advisors. See a lot of these concerns expressed in the press. And I'm constantly thinking of ways to help us engineer a soft landing through this train wreck or plane wreck of economic conditions that we have been dealt. So this is not a gloom and doom. This is really, we're constantly thinking about this and looking for ways to maximize our client's position and the Camarda family position. Our investment trajectory is very much tied up with yours, and we do the same things for ourselves that we do for you. So I guess, in summation, this is not a time to overreact. We're thinking about it. We see some storm clouds, some significant storm clouds on the horizon. And as the Chinese are wont of saying, and there are some good things about Chinese culture, obviously, despite this building Cold War, which is another problem, that, there are two sides of the crisis coin. The other side of crisis is opportunity, and we are looking to take advantage of the opportunities that will no doubt present themselves to protect client wealth, save taxes, and make some money. So please don't be overly concerned. And if you do have, because a couple of you, one maybe, actually emailed me after looking at the Forbes article. If you'd like, some personal input from me, feel free to reach out, j@camarda.com. We are for interesting times indeed, especially as the the fabric of our society endures some gale force winds. And the election is certainly shaping up to be one of the most interesting and memorable in my getting to be rather long lifetime. But it is what it is, and we will get through it. You will get through it, and try not to worry too much. Be safe, be healthy, and don't let your guard down. You know, I was telling Dante, my younger son, who now we're homeschooling and now we're home scouting, which I didn't really realize was possible. But you know, since we are not going out in public, there's the scout, Jack Sears, the leader of the North Florida Council, like half of Florida, you know, told me about the Lone Scout program, which basically allows us to home scout him and get him. Anyway, I was talking to Dante, and he said, Dad, when can I go back to school? You know, and I misses his friends at 12 years old. It's a very formative age. And I said, well, you know, it may not be till next fall and maybe later, you know, and the important thing is to realize that, you know, we're all tired of this. That the human brain has a tendency to kind of discount things that it has gotten used to and doesn't like, you know, and say, gee whiz, it's been so long, it must be over. We can go back. Well, that's not the case. You still have to be cognizant of the risks and the threats that are out there, and assess, you know, look at the world as it is, not as you'd like it to be. So we're not through with this by a long shots. Be careful, be healthy, be socially distant, wear your mask. I saw a fellow in Ponte Vedra. I haven't been in Ponte Vedra in months today, and he said, you look like a spaceman, Jeff. I had a mask on, my glasses, I had gloves on, but it's, you know, better safe than sorry, or better alive than dead. And on that happy note, I wish you all good evening, and we'll catch up with you when conditions warrant. Thank you very much. Good night.